Let's improve your English fluency by learning directly from a native speaker in Los Angeles. You will listen to my conversation with a native speaker that I recently met. She used some common expressions, words, idioms, and slang that you need to know. I will teach you the expressions that she was using, and then I will give you other sample sentences so that you can truly master these expressions. What is the difference between a native speaker of English and a non-native speaker of English? The native speaker uses expressions, whereas the non-native speaker often uses the literal words. For example, a non-native speaker might say, "This is absolutely the best hamburger I've ever eaten." But a native speaker might say, "This is the best hamburger I've ever had, hands down." They would use the expression hands down. Or a non-native speaker might say, "He knows how to do a lot of different things." But a native speaker might say, "He's a jack of all trades." That's a very common expression, a jack of all trades. In this video, you will learn these expressions plus many more. We will listen to my conversation with Brandon. She was born in Los Angeles. We met while waiting in line for over 1 hour at a market called Trader Joe's. Look at this long line. Why were we waiting in this long line? Because we wanted to get these exclusive collector's items bags that were available for sale for only just a few hours. These Trader Joe's tote bags have become very popular, and I found out that my friends who live in Paris really wanted to have these bags. I couldn't believe that these bags were also popular in France. And the store Trader Joe's doesn't even exist in France. So I decided to wait in this long line so I could buy these bags and send them to my friends in Paris. I also met people from Japan and from Taiwan who told me that these bags are popular in their country too. I couldn't believe it. And this is where I met Brandon, who was standing in line directly behind me. And I decided to film part of our conversation to help you learn the words and expressions that we were using. I found out that Brandon is a trained chef. She studied at the school called Cordon Bleu, so we talked a lot about food. Let's listen to the first part of my conversation with Brandon. I asked her to describe what she likes to do on Sundays in Los Angeles. And she recommended some places to go and things to do if you visit Los Angeles. Let's listen to the first part and how she answers my question, and then I will come back and I will teach you some expressions that she was using.
So you're a California girl.
Yes.
Born and raised?
Born and raised, I am 6th generation from California, from Los Angeles, actually.
That's rare.
Yes.
If someone wants to visit Los Angeles, which other places do you recommend they go to?
I'm going to take them to In-N-Out, obviously. There's a debate. Everyone always wants to debate the cheeseburger, but I think In-N-Out hands down has the best cheeseburger almost in the world taste-wise. It beats all the expensive ones. It's trusty dusty.
How about Five Guys? Have you had that?
I like Five Guys, but it's kind of overplayed and it's way too expensive. I've had my own cooking show, so I'm kind of a jade of all trades, I like to call myself. I say that I like to make the food that makes your heart dance and your taste buds sing.
For people who want to visit LA, tell them the places that a local enjoys going to. What do you recommend doing on a typical Sunday, for example?
If I had to give you like my version of a perfect LA Sunday, I would say obviously sleeping in a little late and then probably grabbing a matcha latte from Alfred Coffee, a vanilla matcha. Absolutely fantastic. Iced is the way to go. Hot, if it's really cold outside, we'll forgive you. And then I would say getting a breakfast sandwich from the Yeasty Boys truck. Absolutely fire. Then I would follow that up with going to the farmer's market. That's right outside. So start off with matcha, then get your bagel, then hit the farmer's market, pick up some fresh flowers, get your produce for the week stored, take that stuff, drop it off at home. Then I would probably pack a picnic, head to the beach, lay out all day, maybe pop a little bottle of Prosecco, and watch the sunset. And then follow that up with a cheeseburger. I know I said earlier that I love In-N-Out, but my second favorite burger is from Father's Office. And for a highlight of a Sunday, a fancy cheeseburger might be the way to go. So I would end it with that burger and then chilling at home. Perfect Sunday.
Let's look at the expression born and raised. Let's listen to Brandon using it.
Born and raised, I am sixth generation from California.
We use this expression to say that someone was born in that place and they grew up there, emphasizing a strong connection to that location. We can say, "Are you from New York?" "Yep, born and raised." "She was born and raised in Texas and she knows all the best barbecue places." "Are you born and raised in Chicago? You sound like a local." Let's look at the expression hands down. Which place has the best hamburgers in Los Angeles? According to Brandon, it's In-N-Out, hands down. Let's listen.
But I think In-N-Out hands down has the best cheeseburger almost in the world taste-wise.
She said, "I think In-N-Out hands down." And hands down means no doubt, absolutely. We use it to emphasize that something is definitely the best. For example, we can say, "This pizza place is hands down the best in town." "She is hands down the fastest runner in our group." "That movie was hands down my favorite this year." Let's listen to how some other people used it.
I gotta say, hands down, it is the best online business school for modern entrepreneurs.
But hands down, the best experience of my life.
Hands down the coolest thing I have ever done.
Number 3 is hands down my favorite tip for you.
Brandon used a very common suffix, wise. She said, taste-wise. Let's listen.
But I think In-N-Out hands down has the best cheeseburger almost in the world taste-wise.
She said, "I think In-N-Out hands down has the best cheeseburger almost in the world, taste-wise." When we add wise to a noun, it means in terms of or regarding. For example, we can say taste-wise or price-wise or weather-wise. We can say price-wise, this restaurant is acceptable. Weather-wise, today is perfect for a picnic. Or weather-wise, Los Angeles is a great city. Maybe it's not great in other ways, but weather-wise, it's fantastic. Quality-wise, these shoes are better than the cheap ones. Let's listen to the way Brandon used "it beats."
It beats all the expensive ones. It's trusty dusty.
She said, "It beats all the expensive ones." To beat is to be better than something else. We can use it this way. "This cheap coffee beats the expensive brand." "Your homemade cake beats everything from the store. It's delicious." Do you know the meaning of the expression trusty? Let's listen to the way Brandon used it.
It beats all the expensive ones. It's trusty dusty.
Brandon said, "It beats all the expensive ones. It's trusty dusty." If something is trusty, it's reliable, it's dependable. And it's often used affectionately for something that you can count on. She said trusty dusty. That's kind of a playful variation, but we normally just say trusty. We can say, "My trusty phone never fails, even though it's old. My trusty old bike still works perfectly. I always carry my trusty water bottle to class." Let's listen to how some other people used trusty.
So today we got our trusty noise canceling headphones.
And then we use our trusty friend, google.com.
I'm gonna go to YouTube here on my trusty MacBook Pro.
When I asked Brandon about another hamburger place called Five Guys and what she thinks about their burgers, she said that she thinks it's overplayed. Let's listen to the way she used the expression overplayed.
I like Five Guys, but it's kind of overplayed.
She said, "I like Five Guys, but it's kind of overplayed." If something is overplayed, it's been used, heard, or done too much, so it feels less special. We can say, "That song is overplayed on the radio right now." Or you can also use it this way. "That joke is funny, but it's getting overplayed." "That tourist spot is nice, but it's overplayed." Everybody goes there. Everybody wants to go there. It's not so special anymore. It's overplayed. Let's learn the meaning of the idiom jack of all trades. Jack is a male name. This expression is usually used for males, but Brandon was creative with language, so she changed it from Jack to Jane, which is a female name, and she said that she is a Jane of all trades. Let's listen.
I've had my own cooking show, so I'm kind of a Jane of all trades, I like to call myself.
A jack of all trades is a person who can do many different things. They are skilled in many areas. For example, we can say, my brother is a jack of all trades. He can fix anything. As a jack of all trades, he helps with every project. Are you a jack of all trades? Or maybe a Jane of all trades? This one is not an expression. What are taste buds? Let's listen to Brandon.
I say that I like to make the food that makes your heart dance and your taste buds sing.
Brandon said, I like to make food that makes your heart dance and your taste buds sing. And these are your taste buds, the parts of your tongue that sense flavors. Sometimes we use it to talk about enjoying or experiencing food. We can say, this spicy soup wakes up my taste buds. Ice cream always makes my taste buds happy. Try this dish. Your taste buds will love it. Let's listen to how some other people used it.
Your taste buds will be overwhelmed with flavors.
So, give your taste buds a few weeks of eating no cheese.
It is just a feast for the eyes and for the taste buds.
You know what the verb to sleep means, but what does the phrasal verb to sleep in mean? Let's listen to the way Brandon used it.
If I had to give you like my version of a perfect LA Sunday, I would say obviously sleeping in a little late.
Brandon explained that the perfect Sunday starts with sleeping in. To sleep in is to sleep later than usual in the morning, often because you want to rest or relax. We can say, I love sleeping in on weekends. I slept in until noon yesterday. We're sleeping in tomorrow because it's a holiday. Do you sleep in on weekends? Let's look at the next expression. In the literal sense, to grab means to hold something with your hand. I'm grabbing something. But let's listen to the way Brandon used it.
Then probably grabbing a matcha latte from Alfred Coffee.
Brandon said, grabbing a matcha latte from Alfred Coffee. In this sense, to grab means to quickly get or to take something like food or drinks. It's a casual expression, and we very commonly use it this way. Let's grab a bite. And that means let's go together to eat something. Let's grab a bite. Do you want to grab a bite to eat? We can also use it this way. I grabbed a sandwich for lunch. Let's grab some coffee before class. It's a quick way to eat or drink. You don't have a lot of time to sit down and to really eat a big meal. You're just going to grab a bite. Let's listen to how some other people used it.
And you say, hey, let's go grab a bite to eat. Let's go grab some coffee, whatever.
Are you hungry? Yeah, let's grab a bite.
I'm gonna grab a bite, get a little bit of everything.
Let's look at the next expression that Brandon used. Way to go. It's the way to go. Let's listen.
A vanilla matcha. Absolutely fantastic. Iced is the way to go.
She said, a vanilla matcha. Absolutely fantastic. Iced is the way to go. The way to go is the best or most effective choice or method. We can say, taking the bus is the way to go to save money. For a healthy snack, eating fruit is the way to go. For learning English, watching movies with subtitles is the way to go. Let's look at the next one. This one is slang. Fire. You might know this one. It's a pretty popular one. Of course, you know the literal meaning of fire. But what if I say it's fire? Let's listen to Brandon.
And then I would say getting a breakfast sandwich from the Yeasty Boys truck. Absolutely fire.
She said, getting a breakfast sandwich from the Yeasty Boys truck. Absolutely fire. If something is fire, it's extremely good. It's impressive. It's exciting. This new song is absolutely fire. Your dance moves are fire. You're a great dancer. That pizza was fire. I want more. Brandon used the verb hit, but she didn't use it in its literal meaning, to hit. She used it as an expression. Let's listen.
So start off with matcha, then get your bagel, then hit the farmer's market.
Brandon said, and then you should hit the farmer's market to pick up some fresh flowers. To hit a place is to go to a place quickly or casually. We can say, let's hit the shopping mall after school. I try to hit the gym every evening. He hits the bar after work. Let's watch another short clip with my conversation with Brandon. In this section, we talked about Trader Joe's, why we were waiting in line, and what she likes about Trader Joe's. She used the word hype. Let's listen.
What are you doing here today in line?
So I am waiting for these exclusive spring Trader Joe's bags that are dropping today. And they're special colors. And they obviously sell out like crazy. And that's why all these people are in line. So it's kind of more like a nostalgia thing, I would say, for a lot of people. And I think that the feeling of getting something that is in limited quantity is a big kind of like hype and excitement.
Are you going to wear yours regularly?
Yeah, I'm going to wear mine as a purse. So I'll trade in the Louis for chaps.
A Louis compared to a $2.99 Trader Joe's?
Yeah, old vintage Louis and collectible Trader Joe's.
She said that getting something that's available in limited quantity is a big kind of hype or excitement. So hype means excitement or buzz around something, and it's often created by popularity or by limited availability. We can say, there is so much hype for the new movie, or the hype for these shoes made them sell out in a few days. Or, I don't understand what the hype is all about. What's the big deal with these bags? Why is there such a hype? Let me know in the comments, which of Brandon's expressions did you like the most? Or which ones did you learn? If you learned a lot of new expressions from this video, I suggest that you watch it again and pause the video after each expression in order to make your own sentences related to your own life. That way, you're much more likely to remember them and to use them spontaneously when you're speaking English. Thanks for watching and keep practicing. Take your English to the final level of fluency with my online courses. The American Accent course, the 400 Advanced Words You Must Know for Fluent English course, and the Phrasal Verbs for Fluent English course. Go to accurateenglish.com.